Hello, listeners, and welcome back to ScreenBugs. I'm Justin.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Kai.
And today we're going to be talking about Del Toro's 2025 adaptation of Frankenstein.
Whoa. As always, this is a very recent film, so there will be spoilers, but also there's a bunch. You know what happens, but yeah, watch the film.
I was going to say, a synopsis would be a bit difficult because I feel like everyone already knows the story, really.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the strange thing. I've never seen or consumed any adaptation of Frankenstein ever in my life.
Hotel Transylvania.
It's not a Frankenstein story, is
He's
it?
in
It's
it.
just a bloke in
I
it.
mean, yeah, he's in it, but...
You've never seen any? There must be like...
Have you seen Young Frankenstein?
No, so I don't know. I know the character of Frankenstein. I know basically there's a dude called fucking Frankenstein makes a thing. He makes a thing come to life. That's all I know.
That's the film. Well done, guys. Thanks for listening.
So, how many legs?
So I didn't really know. I don't know if this does fall into a typical Frankenstein story because I don't know the Frankenstein story.
We'll get into that.
I mean, you've got no frame of reference. Are you familiar with Frankenstein?
I am a huge fan of the Frankenstein book.
Have you seen any of the films?
I think I have seen pretty much all. I remember I watched that one with Daniel Radcliffe in when I was very sick and delirious, so I have no idea what happened in it. But I remember
Oh my
watching
god,
it.
yeah, there's one with...
Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy.
Yeah, I forgot.
They
I've
did
seen that one.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I forgot I've
Because
seen
it follows
that one.
Igor, doesn't it?
Yeah, I actually forgot about that until you said it now. But yeah, I've only other than that, I've seen Young Frankenstein as well, which is...
I have seen the original, like not the original, but like 1931.
What, the Basil Karloff one?
Yeah, awesome. It's not accurate at all, but awesome.
Awesome.
Well, so that's one thing I'll be with my notes from this film is I don't know what is accurate, what is faithful to Frankenstein. So I'm just this as a film with a vague understanding of what the Frankenstein character and monster is.
Oh, I wasn't planning on comparing them because
Yeah.
I don't really have much of a frame of reference either. But we'll start off.
That's what I'm here for, listeners. You're a loyal nerd.
We start off lovely with a prelude. And I don't know about you guys, I like it when films do this, when they have little chapters and little segments.
Yeah.
It's a nice structure.
It's usually hit or miss for me, that kind of structure, but for this film, it worked for me. I enjoyed it.
Especially because there's three.
It's not like there's like 8 chapters. It's very simple.
And as soon as I saw the snow and ice and ship, that got me excited because no Frankenstein adaptation ever has that stuff.
I love it. We start like furthermost north is what it says, when we have this giant vast expanse of ice. I love how this looks. I love every time we're here in this location. I think it looks
I was
beautiful.
going to say, this is one of... I've got problems with the way some of the sets look, but I really like this one. I love the ship. I love all the crew.
It's a real boat.
Yeah.
They built a real boat in like the studio car park of where they were filming.
I like this the first little section when the Navy fleet is sort of attacked by the creature in that opening scene. It felt to me, because again I've never watched Frankenstein, it just felt to me like one of these like first act scenes in a slasher movie. Just this massive guy who can't seem to take any hits, just fucking throwing everyone about and shit.
I really like this introduction to the creature and the characters we get here, and I think it's interesting, especially when you learn more about him and you figure out that that's not who he is. But I don't know. I really like the captain here as well, played by Lars Mikkelsen. So that's Mads Mikkelsen's brother, the captain of the ship. I really like him. He's a good character. I like it when you have a kind of character who the story's being told to, and I don't know. I like the narrative structure in this film. I think it's nice.
I really like the creature shouting Victor. The way he does that is like Mongolian throat singing almost.
It's layered, isn't it? Because you have his regular voice and then like a kind of deeper voice underneath it, like layered.
I
really
think
like
that was real though. I think he did that. I think he practiced Mongolian throat singing for this
Really,
role. I swear I read that
would be
somewhere.
very surprised, but I mean, props to him. If,
Actually, honestly, before we go anywhere, Jacob Elordi is the best part of this film.
Yeah, that's what I did want to
so good. Yeah,
bring up, because I don't know if you guys have seen him in anything else other than what I believe are his most famous roles, but like I've only seen him in Euphoria and Saltburn, just playing
The
fuck
kissing
boys.
booth.
I've not seen him in that, but he just plays. I've only seen him play just
Twats.
mundane fuckboy twats.
Yeah, I knew he was in Euphoria, but I've not watched it.
Yeah.
So this was my first experience with him as an actor, and I was really impressed. Also, he's really tall. Oh my god, he's like 6'5".
He's the same height as me.
You're not 6'5".
I am.
Stand up. Stand up.
Okay, listeners, watch this.
Stand up. Oh, he's huge. He's gone through the ceiling.
I don't think you are 6'5".
I don't think you're 6'5".
Bring me ScreenBugs. I am, by the way, listeners. I read feminist literature.
So yeah, so as long as we are introduced to the creature, we're also introduced to Victor, played by Oscar Isaac. What do we think of this casting choice?
I thought it was fantastic. I've only ever seen Oscar Isaac in the Marvel series he did.
Not Star Wars?
Not like
I've never
Sucker
watched
Punch.
I've not watched any Star Wars content in my life, other than the first film one time.
You love it, Justin.
You're
like the right amount of autistic to enjoy Star Wars.
But I don't think by that you mean medically.
No, you're wrong. 'Cause you got the Doctor Who autists and the
That's the thing.
Star Wars autists. I'm a Doctor Who.
I'm not really a sci-fi guy as much as I love Doctor Who. But Doctor Who's not just sci-fi; it's like drama and it's fantasy as well.
I think that's every sci-fi. This is sci-fi. The film we're doing now.
It is sci-fi, and I like that. It's very gothic sci-fi. There's a nice mixture of this.
But no, sorry. Oh yeah, I was saying Oscar Isaac. I've only ever seen him in his Marvel series Moon Knight, which I'll know is, as the Marvel series go, it is one of the better ones, and he was brilliant in that.
I'm glad he stepped up his British accent from Moon Knight, though, because it's not fantastic in Moon Knight, but I think
it's really good here.
I think he did a good job in this, and I'm going to look at you very slowly and ask, what do you think of this casting, Ben?
I enjoyed it.
Okay, fair enough.
I think, I prefer a young Frankenstein, no pun intended, and he is a bit older, but during the beginning and end, particularly, that is sort of the age he's meant to be.
I mean,
there is a very quick age jump we see in the film later on, which we'll get to.
Yeah, they kind of jump about a bit, don't they?
But like I said, the best part of this film was the performance from two leads.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely.
Absolutely.
They were, and considering they are most of the screen time.
Most of the runtime, but we don't see the creature for most of this film.
I mean, it's a weird. It's a 2.5 hour film,
And you feel it.
It does. I mean, you feel it, but I
think it uses its time well.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad thing. There wasn't any moments where I like, all right, get on with it now.
I kind of felt like that with everything before the creature was born.
Do you think the whole setup?
I felt very much like I was like for quite a bit. I was going, I quite like we're getting quite a bit of time with Victor before the creature, and then I went, now we're getting a bit too much time, I think.
Do you think it's because, like, obviously you know the story, so, like, you just want to get to, like, what is essentially the meat of the story,
which is their relationship. And when the creature's story starts, which is the bulk of the book, there's half an hour of the film left, and I was like, huh?
I mean, that's the creature's part, because he's in Victor's story as well. So I just would like to say this is a very brutal film. Just on my note, when the creature is like beating up these guards, the soldiers, he's like snapping them in half.
Gore in this film.
I think it's the first one like bends in half.
Yeah, he bends
like
him
he
backwards.
ragdolls.
He goes, and he flops. It's
the fire
brutal.
guy.
Yeah, he chucks a guy in the fire and he throws people about, and it's great.
There's a lot of scenes in this with the gore and the brutality that's really hard to watch.
I mean, Del Toro kind of does this a lot. He's got this kind of like gory,
fucked up mind. He's got issues.
When there's like gore and when there's blood and stuff, it usually is quite like gory and like quite shocking in a way. And I really like how he uses it, because it's not like, it's sparing but also not as well.
Yeah, it's sparing but quick.
Yeah,
I think it doesn't focus on it. It just happens.
No, I do, and yeah,
I do want to say before we get too far from just the initial thoughts on the casting. I don't know if you guys are right. I imagine you might be. Before Jacob Elordi was casted, Andrew Garfield was signed on to play Frankenstein. How would you guys feel about that as like a hypothetical if it had happened?
Well,
what if water was green, man? I don't know.
It's weird, because a lot of people will be like, oh yeah, it should have been. But like, Jacob Elordi did such a good job and such a fantastic performance. I'm not at all upset that it could have been Andrew Garfield.
That's it. I think, again, I'm sure Andrew Garfield would have been great, but my thought was, I can't imagine. Before this, I couldn't have imagined Jacob Elordi in this kind of role, and I'm glad it wasn't Andrew on the basis of Jacob Elordi's currently at the height of his career, and I think it's a fantastic to see him in such a hugely contrasting role, so far from anything he's done before. I think it's probably going to catapult his career even more, which I'm very glad about.
I mean, seeing him in this, I would like. if he were to appear in other things after this, I'd be like, oh, I might go. I'm not going to go and watch Euphoria or The Kissing Booth. But if I was like future projects, I'd be like, oh, that, he was great in Frankenstein.
Saltburn is a banger. It's not overrated. In my opinion, it's not overrated.
I've not seen it. I'll stay impartial on this one. I'm sorry.
Kissing Booth has bugs in, maybe. Let us know, listeners. But yeah, I also do like the way the creature gets sort of thrown off the boat. In a way, with the blunderbuss.
The 4-barrel blunderbuss is a fantastic fantasy
weapon. They stand
weapon.
on business, by the way. They're not letting this monster get this random man they found.
Get the blunderbuss.
Yeah, they were
they
very quick to protect this thing.
This rotating 4-barrel blunderbuss. It's like something out of fucking Doom. Like he pulls out and he like knocks him flying.
And he goes into the ice.
Oh, I love the creature's shrouded look when he has the hood and the cloak on.
Cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
You can just see his eyes because you don't really get a picture of what the creature looks like until like when he's created now.
About an hour and a half.
In about an hour, and you've got about an hour and a half. So it's so good. I do love the vvisuals in this film, especially in the furthermost north. I love all the visuals.
I agree. I'll get into some other visuals later.
I like Del Toro as a director.
Yeah, I love the visuals throughout. I've never seen anything from Del Toro that I've not adored visually.
He's such a good visual director as well.
I think visually it looks nice, but a lot of the spaces just felt a bit too open for the sake of it.
No, I like it.
The camera like panned to show it, and it looks really pretty, but the camera kind of felt lifeless. It was like forced to be there. I
disagree.
That's
I think the camera works very engaging.
I'm curious to know what you mean by that, though.
Yeah.
So there's some scenes. So I think there's like a hall of study or something. No, I like that scene. It's I think it's the where he works when he's at the university. His like office there is like huge and expansive. And
when he first talks to Christoph Waltz?
Yeah, I think in those sort of scenes.
That's his office-y
That's one of the first example I thought. These scenes look way too big and expansive, and they look really beautiful, but it kind of takes away from the realism a bit.
I think what I loved about it, though, is because so much of his character, and I think for me, the standout moments of Oscar Isaac's performance is when he's in these sort of hand-wavy, manic moments where he's like...
It's very grand film,
where he's being theatrical and stuff, and I think he needs that space to show the manic state he's in a way.
But he's not in these scenes, he's just a guy.
I mean, you also talk about realism, but... it's Frankenstein, man.
I know, but
there's no realism.
He kind of tries to toe the line between keeping this sort of gritty realness, which we get a lot in the boat scene, and particularly my favourite bit of the film, which is the creature on the farm, compared to these sort of bigger, grander pieces. And it just feels like he's trying to have both happen at the same time, whereas I think if he'd sort of picked one or the other, it would have worked better. That's just my opinion.
I feel like this film... pretty consistently is going for a sort of gothic grandness in general. Even in the closed places, it still, I think, fits into that general aesthetic.
Like they've kind of turned, I guess they kind of turned Victor into a bit of a performer as well. So they need this like grand spectacle space, and which I really like. But yeah, after the boat, we then go into part one. Victor's story, which starts with a flashback of Victor and his mother and father. And I didn't realize this the first time, and I barely realized the second time. The mother is also Mia Goth.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
Yeah, so she plays the mother as well, which I'm sure like Freud would have a field day with this film, but yeah, I you can't tell. She's shrouded, and I think she's got prosthetic makeup on, it looks like.
I think that's probably got something to do with like, it's probably trying to do some shit of like why Victor was so drawn to her or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I reckon there's some nice readings of this film. And
also, the actor who plays young Victor is in a show called Sweet Tooth, which is sick.
I watched the first episode of that, and I should have watched more.
It was very good.
Do I have him written down? I don't have the actor written down. I think he did a good job as young Victor. Actually, I was quite impressed with the performance. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
I do like this flashback segment. I love the mother's like flowing red dress, and we've got Victor's dad played by Charles Dance.
Charles Dance, I think, is the only redeeming feature of the flashbacks. I love Charles Dance.
There is some great visuals in these.
Oh
flashbacks.
No, I'm not saying I love the costuming and the visuals. I just don't see the point of having this sort of trying to set up Victor having a reason to be a bad person because his dad was bad.
No, they kind of set up Victor's kind of like, they kind of establish his life goal early on, because he's like, to his father, he was like, I will prevent, because his mum died, he was like, I will prevent death because I don't want this to happen.
But then the flashback just keeps going. That's what I didn't get.
The thing is, the flashback, I thought for me was like, if it was much longer, it would have it would have been risking dragging a bit for me when I really just wanted to get to the main meat and bones of the film. But by the end of it, I was like, no, actually, I'm quite happy with where that left off and how that paced itself.
I think it's a nice kind of exposition flashback. It gives us enough about Victor's character, enough setup.
It's only really like 10 minutes in a 2.5-hour film.
It's not. No, to be fair, this flashback isn't very long, and I really like it. They mentioned the 4 humours as well. What's your favourite? What's your favourite of the 4?
I like dark comedy.
Slapstick.
I like phlegm. There we go.
Yes! That's right, listeners. We have a new budget. Sound.
We actually.
You've actually had access to this the entire time and not used it.
We used it in the right moment as well. You got a comedic timing down
really
there.
happy with that.
Listen to these crickets.
No, mate. Why would we put crickets in here? Wasting time.
Bugs, mate.
You know the exact sound effect you use now.
Yeah, go on.
But yeah, just as soon as we meet the mother, she is dead.
Yeah.
I love this funeral. I love how this looks. I think it kind of captures the gothic, I want to say gothic sci-fi really well, because you have this kind of like open-faced coffin.
Yeah.
And then you've also got all the...
Is that a thing? That's not a thing, is it? Do people have them?
I don't...
Maybe rich people during this time.
I've not died.
Rich people had nothing better to do than weird stuff back then.
I love the coffin. I love all the mourners with their veiled faces, and they look like you can't see all their faces.
Yeah.
And it's just all plain white except the coffin. I really like the visuals. I think Guillermo del Toro is just really good visual kind of director.
It was marvellous.
And yeah, we're introduced to young William after this.
Yeah.
I think he needs a big lollipop. Because he's there and he's in his like fucking little, like,
hey, daddy!
Yeah, he's like, hey, and he needs a big lollipop and a propeller hat.
Which is, by the way, that in sort of the other versions, that's the age he is when Victor's like making the monster.
See, I think having him really young is not to, I think it's a weird choice because I see both sides of it, but I think if he's too young, then is he experienced enough to be doing this? And doing it as well as he does, like when he builds up, when he brings life to a person.
That's the thing. He spends about 2 years doing it, and as soon as he does, he goes, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that," and runs away. So it's like it makes sense.
Okay, I don't know.
It shows more about the film loses that sort of idea about how it's his ambition. At least Downform gets this in a little bit. He kind of gets sort of like okayed by a lot of people around him. Particularly Christoph Waltz, who I think we meet pretty much in the next scene.
No, I spilt water on my book. Sorry. We have.
Yeah,
we
gotta be quicker, man. You gotta be quicker.
We have a couple things. The mother dies. William's introduced. The father also dies. Another cool funeral scene. And yeah, we pretty much go, and then there's a massive time jump, isn't there?
Yeah, it's really weird because he goes like, "I'm going to go to school," and now he's like 40.
How old is he meant to be at this point? Do we know?
Because it's Oscar Isaac, and we kind of we don't get many time skips for the rest of the film until the end.
I mean, you say he doesn't look that old at this point, like Oscar Isaac.
It's just Oscar Isaac.
It is, and he's got nice hair.
So I guess he's in his 30s, 40s?
I would say maybe late 20s, I reckon, push in. But he doesn't look old. He doesn't look...
Yeah, I don't know. I think they were quite vague with it in this film. I don't think his actual age is mentioned, is it?
You'd have to, like,
they don't go,
guesstimate.
Victor, happy 38th birthday. I do really like this little scene in front of the audience.
I love this exhibit, but it's so good.
This is one of my favourite scenes in the film, actually.
Mine too.
Yeah, mine too.
I love the puppet in this scene.
Oh, that so is cool.
That is all practical.
What is it?
Yeah, they just edited out the puppeteers in post. It's entirely practical. Some of the puppeteers have worked with Jim Henson, so you know it's in good hands.
Yeah.
I just think.
Just the writing was incredible in this
good
scene.
Hands.
I love the whole thing with the rise and fall of the ball and life and death bit is really.
And it goes up and down.
I know Del Toro said that a big influence on Oscar Isaac's sort of direction for acting was through like rock stars.
Yeah, like punk rockers and stuff, wasn't it?
So I think. We don't see that from a lot of film, but this scene where he's really sort of performing for an audience, this is where I think this might be one of the best bits of his performance, really.
I do really like it. It's just such a... Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I was going to say, I kept going, is that Christoph Waltz? Because I didn't know until after this scene that it was him. Because you only see like a split second of him.
It's really funny because like Victor's doing this like whole spiel in his old performance, and like Christoph Waltz, who plays Heinrich Harlander, comes up and he's like dripped the fuck out in like gold shoes. He's got a cane and furs.
The
on.
ivory cane.
Yeah, and he like sits down. He like puts his arms up. Oh, he's good. I do like Heinrich Harlander actually as a character. To be fair, he's a nice addition. I
disagree. I don't think he really does much.
I mean, he's
also the name's really funny.
I think he's an interesting character because he kind of he's a narrative like push. That's why he's there. He's he's kind of the stakes.
I get that, but also the idea of Frankenstein, the whole thing is sort of hit man's ambition gone too far.
Yeah.
If he has that push from someone else, it doesn't feel as much like Victor's folly.
I don't think it was much a push for his own like I guess motives. It was more just a means to them. And the way he uses him, the way he doesn't care about what he wants afterwards, I think it showcases his character. But I think as a character, once Heinrich is gone, I'm not thinking about him anymore.
Exactly, that's what I mean. He didn't need to be there.
But the thing is, I don't think he is like a motive push. I think he's just a way to bounce off and show Victor's character more.
I like the dynamic because they kind of like they're both up and down with each other. Like a lot of the scenes where it's like, oh, you think Victor's kind of in control and he's like, and then Harlander will say something, it's like, oh no, actually Victor's beneath him, and he's kind of got the power for a lot of his on-screen kind of time except at the end, and I quite liked it. And I just think Christoph Waltz did a good performance, and I like Christoph Waltz, I guess.
I like Christoph Waltz, I really don't think he was needed in this film.
It's a weird one because he gives him the budget and he gives him the money and the resources to do this. And
and that's really weird to me. I feel like, because that really justifies his behavior. If he's got like, I'd rather have that sort of grave robbing aspect. Like he's doing this illegally, hidden, immorally. But instead he's like out in the battlefield, like there in front of everyone. I go into that sort of public hanging.
I think it's a welcome addition having a more kind of backed and like, what's the word? Kind of financially competent kind of. It's more of like he is like an artist now. It's like when you commission an artist for a painting.
Yeah, I think the approach works. I think as well he's definitely a needed character and definitely adds something to it. Not one of my favourites, most memorable, but he's needed and it works as a part of the film. I also think the way they've done it, like how you were talking about a way you might have preferred it to be done, maybe that's because that's what you're used to within adaptations that you enjoy. I think again it's important to keep in mind that it's its own version of this story. It's doing its own thing with it.
Yeah, but I don't think it's needed. It's just added for the runtime's long enough, and they've added this character that doesn't need to be there.
I mean, it just adds more of like, obviously, like I have not read the book and that, but like if you've only got, it gives up. There's more of a back and forth. You give
someone to bounce.
You give someone to bounce off,
which he does have a version of in a lot of other versions, which is his friend. And like other characters, like his wife, by the way, Elizabeth isn't meant to be. I don't know. It's an interesting change. I don't know what I think about it yet, but Elizabeth being engaged to his brother rather than him.
See, I like that. I like that.
I think that works. Yeah.
I wouldn't say anything. Nothing doesn't work for me. I think a lot of this really works for me, and I can really get behind a lot of it.
I think it's just a thing of like. Again, you've seen a lot more Frankenstein stuff than I have. I think it's just a thing of isolating this and looking at it for what it is rather than what it's not doing like the other adaptations.
But you kind of need to when Del Toro sort of gone out and tried to make a more accurate, quote-unquote, version of the book, which...
Where I mean, he just wanted to do his version.
I know, but he said he wanted to try and get that sort of route of the book, and I just don't think it comes across. We're just at the end.
Well, yeah, maybe so. You know, maybe it's not the most faithful to the original thing, but as a film in itself, I think all of these elements work quite well.
Even if we're just looking at the film, they could have cut everything with Christoph Waltz. I love him.
There's a massive gap in this adaptation.
Yeah, I think he's a necessary addition for this adaptation. Yeah. I think if he wasn't there, a lot of the stuff kind of wouldn't... He's a big plot drive. His character is actually quite important to the plot.
He just gives him the money. That's kind of it. And then he dies, and we get one word mention of him. I don't think he gets mentioned again, does he?
I mean, after he's served his purpose, there's nothing more they can do with him because he's dead.
Yeah, but
he's not going to bring him back suddenly.
His niece is there. Like, I think they say, Frankenstein goes, oh, he'll be back in 2 days, and that's the last time we hear about him.
Well, no, because we see his body later on, and he's like, the creature killed him.
Them to go away.
And that's what drives William to leave and for Victor to kill the attempt to kill the creature. That's what I mean. You may not think he's the best.
I don't think he's a good addition.
He's a necessary addition for this adaptation. I like that a lot. Can I just say, and we've talked a lot about characters and stuff. Victor loves milk in this film. Is that a thing of his character, or is that just like a nice little symbolism thing that they wanted to do? He is always drinking milk in this film. Every scene where he has a beverage, he's drinking milk.
Maybe us guys, it was just getting thirsty.
I'm sure that.
I kind of real guys. Do you guys ever sit down with just like a glass of milk? Do you guys ever drink just a glass of milk?
I like drinking straight milk. I don't particularly buy regular milk anymore, but if I have the opportunity and it's there, I will drink regular milk. I like.
Would you use milk as a mixer?
Oh, that's a strange thing to say.
Not really.
Okay, sorry.
Not really. I like milk by itself. I don't go, do you know what would be nice in this milk? Scotch.
Yeah, I was never really big into drinking glasses of milk.
What about pilk? You guys heard of pilk?
Right, I think moving on.
Okay.
We are introduced.
Would you have pilk, Justin?
We're moving on.
If he says pilk again, censor him. So after we're introduced to how that sounds like you said something else. Okay, so after this, we are introduced to an older version of William, who's played by Felix Camerera. I think that's how you say his name. He was in All Quiet on the Western Front. And
I recognised him, but I don't know where from.
I've only seen him in All Quiet on the Western Front. I didn't realise he spoke English because All Quiet on the Western Front is an entirely German film. So that was a nice surprise seeing him. I was surprised. And we are introduced to Elizabeth, played by Mia Goth. She's obsessed with bugs. Her character is the only reason we can talk about this film, which is nice.
Yeah.
Wait, where are the bugs in this film?
Butterfly, mate.
Butterflies, scarabs. There's like loads.
There's like that really on-the-nose metaphor with the butterfly in a cage.
I think the butterflies are a fun little symbolism in this film. You get that stuff about perfection and delicacy and all that.
We get that cool scene in the marketplace. I want to point out. I really like I said, there's a lot of scenes where I think the set looks awful because it's too expansive and it just doesn't feel lived in.
What? The set looks great.
No, some of them. I'm just saying.
Which ones? They all look really good.
It's something in the university. I love his laboratory later on.
Yeah.
I love the ship. I love the farmstead. But there's some rooms where Elizabeth first meets him, that hall is too big.
His lab.
Yeah,
like
a lot
his
of
study.
his study, things like that. They're just way too not lived in. Anyway.
What?
I
want to finish my sentence.
Really lived in.
They're not. There's some scenes where it's just way too expansive.
What makes something lived in? Something
Oscar Isaac's little tiny man in his like massive hall,
cluttered with books. And research.
We're talking about different places. I think
in the second half of the film,
quite a lot of the scenes. Anyway, so we get that. I was saying I don't like some of the scenes, the settings. I really do like this sort of marketplace scene in that town, how like sort of rammed it is, the rain, how old the streets look. It's really beautiful, that sort of area.
Yeah, there's a nice little moments between Elizabeth and Victor here. I think it's interesting because we get the whole bit in the confession booth.
It's a weird bit of comedic relief. I think it's like one of the only like outwardly funny parts of the film.
There is some nice sprinklings of comedy. Like there's some little like lines every now and again. But this confession booth scene where he's in the confession booth and he puts on a little voice.
Hello, my dear.
It's like speak to your priest. And it's a really funny bit. I actually did laugh a lot, and I love Oscar Isaacs. There's a couple bits where he just says like one word and he just says it really, it's utter confusion. Like when he goes
hatred?
Like, hatred? Like
it sounds really sad. He just turns away a bit.
And yeah.
I did see a theory that I quite liked actually, which is at the beginning, before Victor's tale, he says, "This is my story. Not all of it is as it happened, but all of it is true."
Yes, I like that.
And I like the idea that Elizabeth maybe just wasn't actually that flirtatious with him. Maybe she just
what he wanted, yeah.
him. And this is his retelling of his way of viewing it. Because he does kind of stalk her into this like private place.
No, he does. He is quite obsessed with Elizabeth, and obviously that comes back to Mia Goth playing his mother as well, which I think is a very interesting decision.
Have you guys seen Mia Goth in anything else before?
No. I know what
she was in X
and Pearl.
I've never heard of those.
They're horror films, apparently quite good. I've not seen them though.
And Maxine, the third one. There was three of them.
They're a trilogy. They're all connected.
I don't think I've ever seen her in anything.
I haven't seen her in that. She was in that also. What was that weird film?
That helps.
No, it was like I can't remember what it's called. Justin's got the computer. I'm old school.
That weird film. I was
That
like,
weird
well,
film. Justin Googles it and it immediately comes up.
Weird, the Al
Infinity
Yankovic
Pool.
story.
Infinity Pool. Okay.
Was she in Weird?
No, that's what came up when I searched that weird film.
Yeah, that's a good film. There are bugs in that.
Which one? Infinity Pool.
No, Weird Al Yankovic story.
Oh, I've not seen that.
I'm
so
so sure there's at least a centipede.
you'll have to rewatch and then report back so we know. Okay.
Anyway, confessional scene. And we get that dinner scene where she gets a book. And what's the book about, guys?
Bugs! Yeah, and then we learn that she is kind of interested in the research of bugs. So she's a kind of scientist as well, I guess. A lot of the characters have scientific elements to them,
I
except
think-
William, who's a financier.
Maybe not an outward scientist, maybe just an interest in it, because we never see fully.
But she's quite knowledgeable on the
Yeah.
subject, I guess, which is nice. And obviously, Heinrich Hollander is he was a wartime, an army medic, and not a very good one that he adds. And I love that. I like the idea of that. But yeah, and then after this, we actually get our first bug in the film. Justin, do we have a noise? Okay.
Hey, that works.
That's so
That works.
underwhelming.
Our first bug. We get a butterfly.
Please turn it off, by the way, because it keeps
Yeah, we get our first instances of butterflies with Victor and Elizabeth, because we get kind of like
It's like an affair montage, even though they're not having an affair.
there is a lot of montages in this film, and I think all of them are really nice. I don't know. The plot kind of flows quite nicely, I think, because of them. There's a lot of these nice.
Yeah.
I do think the symbolism of the butterfly is a bit too on the nose with the fact that it's a yellow butterfly to capture. She's wearing a yellow dress. I was like,
Yeah.
that's a little bit too on. I mean, there's stuff later on that I want to ridicule that is also on the nose, but
It looks nice though. I'm not, but like when there's all these butterflies flying around, and I think it looks nice. If it's a bit on the nose, that's all right. You know, it's a nice little reading of it. It's not like so on the nose where it takes you out of the film. It's like it's nice.
it was for me a bit. It's the shot where they're walking away and they got her in the cage, obviously.
Yeah.
And she's also wearing a yellow dress. I was like, oh.
It looks nice.
I do like the way
though.
she says "trap it."
Oh, what? And he goes, "What should we do? Let it go? What? Trap it?" And she goes,
Trap it.
"Go on." And she, yeah,
Put it in a little box so I can watch it die and fester.
I do
It
have.
lives quite long, weirdly.
It does. I do have the words thematically relevant butterfly in my notes as well. My following note is the word ass, because after this we get
The shot.
we get the shot of Oscar Isaac in the bath, and he thinks about what.
Oh yeah,
Are
'cause
we
he-
boring you, Justin?
No, I've not
he,
slept.
he tries to proper start an affair, and she goes, "No."
She shuts him down. It's a very one-sided kind of thing, I think, to an extent. Yeah, and he thinks back about what she said, and he goes, and he goes to his gnarly little table puppet of the guy on the table, butt-ass naked, mind you.
He loves the back stuff as well, because he's like, "That's the answer to
That the back
to it."
is the answer.
And he looks in the mirror at his back.
Yeah, I like it. I like because it's that whole thing about, I guess, with the butterfly and like the symmetry, and you've got the kind of back, like the wings and that.
And then he naked runs.
Yeah, because we have a little puppet that goes because he figures it out a little bit, and again another fully practical
A jaw-dropping practical effect. Yeah, that's why you keep me. That's why pay me the big bucks.
It's really good at this point, and so he's kind of working on the creature and this research, all the while his lab is being built by William at this point. That's how he can spend so much time with Elizabeth. And we see his lab, and he sees this giant tower, which is a miniature. By the way, I'm a big fan of that. It's a little miniature.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a miniature. All the outside shots.
All the inside ones were practical.
Yes, all the inside. A lot. I mean, Del Toro is known for being like, I want to do this for real. He kind of doesn't.
He really made a guy who looks like Jacob Elordi.
Yeah, they made a real. That's a new actor that they created for the film. Yeah, and we kind of. What do we think of the tower and this kind of big lab? I think it's really cool, and it kind of.
It's all right.
I love the gothic grandness of all of the sets and all the.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It really hits that kind of gothic spectacle and just looks really cool. Yeah, and during this, we get I just like the some nice visual bits. We get the frozen battlefield while he's looking for bodies, and we get that shot of the guy on the horse, and they're both frozen in the snow. I just think that a lot of the visuals are just really nice, and I really like the way the environments are and how much variety we get in both the environments and the kind of weather of the environments as well. We got a lot of nice.
I love the mucky and mistiness of everything.
Yeah, there's a nice kind
Very
of like
moody
griminess to a lot of things. There's a nice. I noticed there's a very nice kind of balance between quite clean and quite grimy. Yeah, and I really like that.
Is it now we get Christoph? This is so far. A lot has happened, and we still haven't got the creature yet. But we get Christoph Waltz's sort of syphilis reveal.
No. We have possibly one of my favourite sequences in the scene, which is the actual bodybuilding scene.
Oh, yeah.
The syphilis scene doesn't come until after he's already built the guy.
Oh my God, this film is so fun.
It's a lot. It's a 2.5 hour film, so a lot goes on.
I think I read that originally the idea was to have this be a trilogy of films.
As in telling one story, or as in they do Bride of Frankenstein?
No. It was going to be Victor's story first.
Right.
And then one which was the creature story, and then sort of tie along with the captain.
Yeah,
I'm glad. I don't think that would have.
Yeah.
As much as I love Del Toro,
I feel like the first two would be alright. And the captain one would be a bit.
It's like a
retelling the whole thing. But I kind of feel like they may have just been right doing Victor's film, and then went, "Oh, we need to do the creatures" as like an afterthought. Anyway,
I don't know.
I definitely go into production not knowing if it's gonna be one or three.
Yeah,
films.
I know. I'm doing a little bit.
So yeah, we get
press some more.
the beautiful bodybuilding montage, which I absolutely adore this sequence.
He was lifting weights, he was lifting hundreds, 200s.
Yeah. I know, he's punching the meat, running upstairs, and we get this lovely like string quartet, like symphony as he's like delicately like cutting up bodies and putting it together, and he's like playing with like ligaments in hands and shit. It's just such a beautiful scene. It's like a dance. It's like the way this scene is kind of formed. It's so, and you have like the lovely music, but you also have like gross like cracking and squelching as well. And I just
he rips that leg off.
Yeah, because he's like kind of like gently soaring into it, and then it cuts to him like, and then he's like fucking like, oh, all the while like you've got like this lovely like.
I wonder if the grotesque sort of all the gore in his film on the limbs and the building body parts. I wonder if it still looks gross to the people who make all the props and prosthetics, or do you reckon they're like there's no they're
desensitized to that at this point? Like,
you ever done any actual like
take your time.
In like old biology classes, you ever had to like cut anything up?
No, I didn't actually.
Memories. I had to watch one dissect a heart once.
We had a class full of people. We all dissected sheep hearts.
Yeah,
it was kind of awesome.
I don't think my school had enough money to do that.
We had like so many sheep hearts. We were just cutting it open. And then I got told by the teacher to go put them in the bin area. So I had 3 bin bags full of hearts that I had to look through the entire school.
That's Jeffrey Dahmer core, bro.
I had like bits of blood on my hands. I was like, hang on. I'm like 14. I don't know where the bin area is. I don't work here.
That's the closest you've ever been to actually being Frankenstein.
It was.
That was weird. No, I couldn't do it myself. I had to just watch because I can't. I'm so like, what's the word?
Squeamish.
Yes, that's the one.
I'm okay with it. I thought as a kid, I'm going to be squeamish. That makes sense. Like I always avoided looking at things, and then I just started watching things. Like, oh, that's all right.
That's probably how you stopped being squeamish and got fucked up instead.
So wait, how did you feel if you're quite squeamish? How did you feel about the film then, or are you only squeamish when it's like in real life? Are you fine with films?
Oh, so much more in real life. I'm better with films, but like. Let's be fair, I think with films I've got a normal level, like I could watch this or certain parts I'm like when he was like pulling the fucking shit in the hand and
I love that bit though. Yeah.
That disturbed me. Obviously I felt physically ill watching the Terrifier films, but I think any normal person should feel weird watching those films.
Hey, we watched The Fly as like our second episode.
The Fly wasn't as bad as any the Terrifier films.
Really?
Not even close. Have you seen Terrifier films? They're like, whoever made them needs to go to jail.
I think he might have allegations about him from like the other day actually.
Well, I'm not remotely surprised. He's a fucking weird. Whoever made them films is a weird bastard. Anyway.
Did you watch all 3?
I started watching the third one and I wanted to throw up.
So, Bowie, you watched the first one, you went,
that's fucked up.
I'm going to watch the other 2. You're a freak, mate.
No, it gets progressively worse as the issue. Like, first one, that was bad, but you know what? It was a scary film. Second one starts like... No, we're not going into this.
Are there bugs in it?
Oh.
But yeah, so So we get this beautiful, this mesmerizing montage, which I absolutely love. So he finishes the body.
Yeah.
Wow. He ties it up on this Jesus cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like the kind of they come back and forth of Jesus imagery and stuff like that. I think they touch on it every now and again with the creature being very Jesus-like.
Yeah, it's interesting because in a lot of the original and other versions, the creature's more referred to as Satan, as the fallen angel, and Frankenstein, Victor God. But then they kind of remove that from this, and also Adam. A lot of them are considered.
Yeah, they'd reference it. Don't they? I thought
a couple times in this film they reference.
We'll get on,
but and after this we do get the bold reveal. So we do find out that Heinrich Harlander has syphilis, and that was his big push for wanting Victor to
succeed. Did a lot of pushing.
He scrambled to the sound effect.
Anyway, sorry.
Should we hire someone just to do sound effects?
No, I'm really good at it.
Justin, he's got too big of a smile to not let him do it. And we get this kind of more kind of plot reveal of that Harlander's dying, and that the reason he wanted Victor to succeed is so that he can be the one that kind of
you want to put his mind inside of
becomes immortal. And he puts his brain inside.
He just go, put my brain in it. Please.
No, and on a fantastic delivery when he goes, "You will put me in there," and Oscar Isaac just goes, "No!" The way he says that line is so good. He's suddenly talking to a buffoon.
Yeah, no.
He's like, "No, what?" It's great. I like this kind of we have a little scramble now of Harlander. He's kind of been quite competent and very powerful throughout the film, but now he's kind of very weaselly, and he's begging Victor to.
Well, his facade's gone. He was trying to hide what was really going on with him, and that's gone. That disguise is gone. So suddenly he's in a situation of begging for this opportunity to have his brain put inside.
Yeah, it feels desperate. He feels very suddenly quite desperate, and they put up the lightning rod on the top of the tower, and. Harlander appears and he's like,
I'm going to take this.
He's like, he tries to use it as leverage, and then he
does have one of the most stupid deaths I think I've seen in a while, which is he slips into the massive hole that's there.
That is an OSHA violation. It's got to be, because that hole in the middle of the lab, especially at the top, you've got this wet roof and these really smooth tiles. It's like someone's going to fall, and he does. Harlander does fall, and he kind of. He splats the ground, and I just love that when he hits the ground, his wig comes off.
Yeah.
Because he's bald, he puts his wig on, and then as he hits the ground, and his wig flies off his head.
I like how when Victor goes down, he picks up the head, the entire back of his head's gone.
Yeah, that was he picks up Herr Harlander, and his head's all mush, and that was
one. Put his brain in now.
Yeah, I mean, it's that nice little. It made me kind of go irony, but also
out loud in the cinema.
Yeah, it also made me kind of go oh, I don't like that, because it's a really gross sound, and his head's slop, and it just falls off.
Disgusting.
I know.
Reminds me of that Pirates Caribbean when he comes off the thing with
yeah. But yeah, so at this point, the creature's been struck by lightning, and Victor is because he thinks it hasn't worked, and he goes to bed.
The effects of the lightning things are cool. I'm glad that Del Toro kept all that stuff.
This bit, when he's on the cross, that looks really. And I love how the creature looks. He's all bandaged up, and you don't see his face.
Also, I'm glad Victor doesn't go, "It's alive!"
I'm actually surprised. I think it's interesting because it's that's the iconic Frankenstein line, and it's interesting that wasn't included in any capacity, because the way the creature is revealed, it's so casual.
Yeah,
there's no big opportunity for him to go, "It's alive," because he goes to sleep. Wakes up, and the creature is just standing at the end of his bed.
I love that scene, by the way.
No, it's great. It
was really good.
The creature looks great, and you can't really see his full face.
Yeah, this is where I think we can first address the creature's. The creature's design is incredible. Obviously,
love
Del Toro expects it. I saw a few little clips of him before I saw the film, and I went, "Oh, I don't know about that." But once I see him in actual action, he's really cool.
I didn't know what the creature looked like going in. I made a point to avoid it because I really wanted it, because all the promotional material, he's got face coverings, and he's all this shrouded look. So I was when I saw him, I was like, "Oh my God, look at him. He looks so cool."
I love that, again, throughout this film from this point, the slow...
What?
I just say 10 hours it takes to apply that.
Yeah, it was a long prosthetic.
I think you said he worked 20-hour days just to get 10 hours in. And he wouldn't sleep, he'd just go overnight.
That's great.
To be fair, for a career-defining role, which I feel like it could be.
Yeah, genuinely. I mean, his performance here, especially in this first scene, he really captures that kind of like childlike innocence and wonder.
It's incredible.
And that's how you do it. And I'm going to trash on, unlike Benedict Cumberbatch in his interpretation of the creature.
I've only seen him play Frankenstein, because obviously they played that split role, didn't they?
It was a theatre role, wasn't it?
So he played the creature, and he styled his performance off heavily neurodivergent people.
I heard this, yeah.
It's a terrible performance, genuinely. And I'm really sad we got this performance from Jacob Elordi, because it just does it so, like, you can tell he really did his research.
Well, I think I read something from some of that. What he was basing it off was like his pet dog.
His dog, I think he's like toddlers as well, like how they move as well, which is really,
I think a much better approach than fucking whatever Benedict Cumberbatch said.
It was nice. I will confidently say, I think that Jacob, that is the best version of the creature, I will say, I think, performance-wise. And you can't dispute, because do you think or not? It's okay if you don't. I just
Creature Commandos.
Yeah, played by
David Harbour.
David Harbour. Yeah, and I just
who is also topical, by the way.
I know.
When we start ScreenBugs news podcast,
I know.
I do really like that bit. The sun.
Oh, when he opens the curtains and the creature goes, ah!
And he's like, no, it's life.
And he kind of basks in the sun. And
it is a really interesting choice to have Victor actually accept the creature upon meeting him.
Yeah, I think he's such in a state of shock and bewilderment. He just like...
I don't think he knows what to feel about it.
I think he's just fascinated more than anything. Like, he wants to... He's looking at it very scientifically.
Yeah, I think it's such a good, interesting change. And I think they kind of undermine that by having him quickly change. I know that's sort of like the idea about abuse. I think that's kind of like more the theme of the film. It's
weird because it's kind of at this point where it's just Victor and the creature, and they're kind of learning, and he's trying to like teach him. He changes very noticeably, and that's, I think, because there's a bit of a, we don't know how long there's been. It's apparently a couple weeks this takes place in. So by the time we next see him and he's a bit meaner to the creature and he's more fed up, he's at the end of his rope. At this point,
one thing that I actually I'm a bit less sure about with this film is I do feel like there's a lot of character shifts and a lot of mental instability from Victor in this film, and I think some of it feels a bit all over the place, not very smooth. Some of it doesn't work for me. Some of his changes.
Which changes in particular?
Things like the way he feels towards the creature, the way he feels about different characters, and when he gets meaner or nicer, he goes from being really charismatic and socially capable to so far from that, and to a point you can see this is a character who's obviously going to be mentally unstable. I think it was just a bit
Wish-washy.
Yeah, it was a bit strange.
I agree.
I think it goes to that, maybe like that facade of him where to the creature, he's not, but to everyone else, he's very...
But even with the creature, there's different parts where he's like, his motion film towards the creature changes in a way that's not very smooth. Even if it's a cut or a jump, you still need to tease it, you need to make it feel
I don't think it doesn't feel like a nuanced, like layered relationship where you feel like, oh, he loves him and hates him. It does very much seem like one scene he's so invested, which is completely new, and like most versions he sees that creature, he fucks off straight away. He has no chance. He just fucks off. This time he like tries to stay around and turns out to be a worse dad anyway.
Victor in this film,
I know,
all of Victor's scenes and interactions with people standalone as scenes are beautifully written, but sometimes they don't really, the pieces don't fit together sometimes.
I see what you mean. I mean, I like the way he's very sinister to the creature. He kind of exploits the creature quite a lot because it's a very kind of like fake, to what was me, like a fake caring for the creature. Like he just wants to get results, but he's not getting results, so he's becoming more and more impatient with the creature because he wants it to be intelligent, but because it's not intelligent, he thinks it's failed and kind of doesn't really want to try as hard as he is. Like,
they have a focus on at the beginning of the film and this bit, Victor's name.
Yes, they go back and
like, what does Victor mean? Like, oh, the winner, basically. And
Conqueror, wasn't it, or something like that?
Yeah, he gets so pissed off that he can only say Victor.
Victor!
And we are joined by Jacob Elordi.
He's in the studio with us today.
Hey.
By the way, Justin was really happy to have found that. He snuck that in without us noticing. I jumped a little bit. I like the way he interacts with the creature, but I'm really captivated by
the creature's performance at this point.
Yeah,
You
like I
really
said,
feel for him. You really get behind the creature. You kind of position away from Victor and more to the creature at this point.
Really good at those
you kind
puppy
of get
dog
positioned
eyes.
away from Victor.
Whoa, layer in.
He's really good at them puppy dog eyes.
I mean, if you research the dog, then
That's it. He did well.
I do think we're already positioned against Victor. You kind of think he's a dick like half an hour into the film.
He's still an engaging.
Yeah, I was engaged with him.
Like I said, I really enjoyed Oscar Isaac's performance. It was just the writing I was less keen on. Then we obviously get Elizabeth and William rocking up.
Yeah, they rock up, and I really like the way. I love how we get to see this nice juxtaposition of Elizabeth talking to the creature, and how much
because
how delicate it is and how gentle everything is between them.
I think this is where a mirror's held up to the way Victor, over the last few minutes of the film, has been treating the thing.
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's such a lovely difference between the two.
I think it's really interesting what Del Toro's done with Elizabeth, because he's sort of tried to make her more independent as a new character, change her opinion. But then her character is still only about her relationship with 3 different men. Because there is that sort of idea that there's a bit of, maybe not romantic connection between her and the creature, but there is something about
There's a kind of familiar bond, I think. She kind of takes this very caregiver, because she's to the creature, this is the first person to show him compassion.
Yeah.
And he's kind of maybe more like a mother figure. I really like at this point we can really see how kind of pathetic Victor is when he's kind of, as you said, he holds this mirror up and he's Elizabeth comes from the creature and he's sat there in his gown, he looks like shit, and he's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I love the sort of, sorry, I had something to say and then we got air horns to fuck and I can't think about anything.
Ben's deaf now. I've just got a light ringing in my ears.
I've forgotten everything that happens in the film now because of this fucking...
I like this relationship, and then because of this relationship and the way that the creature learns Elizabeth's name, it kind of makes Victor he's very scared at this point. The creature has done a good amount to scare him, and this fear comes through, and it's kind of goes back to he treats the creature like the father treated him.
Yeah.
And I like there's the whole stuff when he's got the metal rod and it's with the cane and his father.
That was a tough scene to watch.
It hurt. It looks like it hurt when he starts hitting him with the metal rod. I'm like, leave him alone, man. I should green screen you in, Justin, in that scene. Go, leave him alone.
Back it in.
There is that one really on the nose line, which is I think they use it on the posters. It's what Elizabeth says. She goes upstairs, she goes, only people that play God are monsters, or something like that.
There's a lot of weird, they hark back to religion quite a lot in the kind of discussions when it comes to the creature. They do it at the start, during the expedition, the exhibit, and then they come back to it now. But yeah, and then we get another. I kind of guess after this we get another montage of. There's a lot of montage. I think of him doing the gasoline, and he's going to burn down. His
we
lab.
do have them obviously leaving first.
Yes, obviously William and Elizabeth leave,
and
well, one thing with this is when Elizabeth's trying to teach the creature to say her name. I like that the creature doesn't say it until she's just out of, I guess,
earshot.
Earshot, yeah. And I do wonder, I feel like if she might have heard that, maybe she wouldn't have left in the first place and given him the opportunity to gasoline the place.
I mean, she's kind of she's kind of ushered out by William and Victor, but it's because they're in the car and she's like, he's going to kill him. We need to go back now, turn this around, or I'm going to get out and walk.
There is that interesting bit of Victor going, say anything but my name and I won't kill you. Elizabeth, be twice.
Yeah, he does. It's what I mean. You kind of. He's such. I really like the character in this.
Picked the wrong other one.
He does. The way he looks at you, the creature goes Elizabeth, and he just goes. And he's just continues to. He's like, you know what? Fuck you. And
I feel like he could have killed. Obviously, he doesn't know the creature's immortal.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
We get a hint that he heals his hand, but that's about it.
There was no way to know that the creature was going to get out of that, to be fair. Did you see how much gasoline he used?
I thought he didn't need to use that much. I feel like if he wanted to keep doing his experiments, he could do another one in there.
He didn't want to keep doing experiments.
Yeah, because he rips off that. He throws the letter away.
Yeah, he throws the letter. He shuts his journals and that. At this point, he has completely abandoned everything. He's like, I failed.
Himself a failure.
He's a failure. Yeah,
it's weird because I love when Victor's ambitious and that's what leads to his downfall, and we kind of go back to that again in a bit. But it's a weird. I love the way the gasoline's poured though, but he leaves. How does he get that much? So much.
I mean, he does say earlier in the film, he's like, I will need lots of gasoline. Lots of gasoline.
Lots of.
So
that is the way the barrels are everywhere.
Every scene, I have put, they must have had so many cans of gasoline, like just on set.
But then going back to that wishy-washy, Justin, like you were saying, the fire is lit and he goes out and he almost instantly goes, no, I changed my mind, and starts to go back in.
I mean, he has that kind of moment of, I guess, like, his mind is like finally clear for a second. He just really he has that kind of regret where he goes, maybe I shouldn't have done that, because he's so in the heat of his emotion and his anger and his failure that he completely neglects it. And as soon as he steps outside, he goes, oh, he's like, does like a proper no.
What do you think about that? Because I don't like that, because it doesn't change the film. The creature comes back for revenge.
Yeah, I feel like, again, it's just weird. Like, it's not like the worst, most god-awful pacing of a character arc ever, but it's not great.
I think it's interesting for Victor's character, because this moment of regret and this moment of what could be compassion towards the creature, like, there's a moment where he's like, oh, am I wrong about this? He goes in, it costs him his leg, which immediately, like, he's like, no, it cost me my leg. Fuck that guy. Like, I've got no leg.
And
that's so weird. Like, that shouldn't have been that. It should have been his decision to kill him. That's what cost his leg.
Yeah, I think that little moment of compassion, that little question, I think sets up for, and we'll get to it. No, but it's that little compassion. It sets up for the ending and stuff, and it's this little spark of this character that is not explored enough or even shown enough to warrant it becoming the ending.
I get what you mean.
100%.
But yeah, so after this, after Victor loses his leg, we are back to the boat. We're back farthermost north once again in time for part 2, because the creature enters the boat and he's like, oh, Victor's said his story, it's my turn. And
I love that way the captain, because previously the captain had to tell the men, we're not an English man.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I don't know why he's so like in Victor's corner, but it's, yeah.
I like the captain a lot.
He opens the door and the creature's just there.
He's so imposing. I love how the creature looks when he's in the north, and as I said,
so
in the rocks.
sick.
He just looks so menacing, so cool.
By the way, Victor's leg blowed off last scene, just going to mention, it looks really cool.
Yeah, I love the whole, it's kind of like limp and like...
Oh, so brutal.
It's good.
So then obviously we cut to the creature's tail.
Just before we continue, does Victor lose his leg in any other adaptations?
I don't
Does he lose a part of him?
So
I like it as a decision. I think it's cool. I like that he is scarred from this.
The original, the creature doesn't get on the boat until after Victor dies.
Oh, okay. See, I like that change.
And Victor goes, no, I'm going to keep hunting this creature. And he dies, and the creature comes up and goes, oh.
Here I am.
He goes, oh, I guess I'm going to go kill myself now.
Yeah, I mean, I sorry, go on, Justin.
No, I wasn't saying anything.
He laughed.
Can you say something?
Yeah.
I had the thought, but then it went away because I got distracted by those lights in the corner of the room going down. So the thought's gone. So that's why I've been sort of out of it for the last minute.
We got laser pointer, Justin, like flying around the room. So we pretty much catch... We resume the creature story, basically, where we left off, and we learn that the creature escaped and he's washed up nearby, and we have this lovely scene where he interacts with is it a deer?
Yeah, it's a deer that he shares the berries with.
I really like this bit.
I found it unintentionally funny the way he goes down the pipe.
Oh, and he goes, wee! Yeah. No, I like that bit.
But the deer bit's cool, and then instantly, bang!
Yeah, the deer
that was so obsessive.
Immediately shot in the head, and
saddest part of the film.
We got a really nice segment, which I'm going to kind of label as the living in the walls segment.
But by the way, I have problems with this film. I think this entire scene's great.
I love this whole bit, to be fair.
I do think the creature's a bit weird. I love the design, obviously.
Yeah.
But he looks human enough where I don't think the hunters should have shot him straight away.
The hunters have a little bit of a weird vendetta about him.
Because, like, if I saw that guy in public, I'd go, oh, he looks a bit weird, but I think, his facial scarring.
Shoot him!
Yeah. They're like, what the fuck is that? Kill it!
That's what I mean, that, like, these two hunters saw this, like mostly naked bald man in a coat and went, you know what? Fucking get him. Get him.
Fucking hate bald
men.
man.
And that's the same family as the farm.
No, I know it is there, because they come back to it later, and I mean, I guess that's kind of playing into like the creatures, like this kind of victim for a lot of the film.
Believe it was David Bradley playing the blind guy.
I didn't expect David Bradley.
Yeah,
I love David Bradley in anything.
He's played the blind man in like theatre productions before.
I see.
I mean, Charles Dance has played Victor's father before.
He was also Geppetto in Del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yes, he was.
Yeah,
yes.
David Bradley is Geppetto.
David Bradley is just amazing.
I
in
met him
everything.
once. He's really nice.
Really?
Convention, yeah.
I love David Bradley.
He's so good in this role. I really like his relationship with the creature and how he kind of teaches the creature, and they have such a lovely friendship.
We get that head patting.
Yeah, the head patting bit when he goes friend.
Can I say, there's one shot that I really like, which is the creature obviously looking in a little eye hole, and the rat's crawling on him without like much care.
They
like,
do that a couple times. Yeah,
and it's like he's gentle. He's like not killing them. I really like the way that looks.
No, this whole sequence, you really come to understand and sympathize and just really like the creature.
There is one thing I'm imagining this is consistent with other adaptations, but is his like insane rate of learning meant to be alongside his insane strength and stuff, or is it just a weird storytelling unrealistic thing?
I mean,
he gets a lot smarter.
Very quick.
He gets a lot smarter in the book.
To be fair to this segment as well, they establish that this is like a couple months. This is a whole winter.
But even a couple months to suddenly like learn how to speak English quite.
I know, but you guys think he's got this sort of like he hasn't got a child's brain. He just hasn't got the knowledge yet.
Yeah.
So he will learn quickly. You also, I think in the original, the blind man is teaching a foreigner how to speak English, which is why they sort of get a bit more like language rather than the kid with the pictures.
Oh, I see.
I love the idea about the spirit of the forest.
I like
all the things get to and goes, thank you, spirit of the forest. Yeah. It's like, yeah.
It's a really sweet segment, and I really like that because of this. I don't know if you noticed, but the creature has a slight bit of northern in his accent because of the family that's northern. I really
got that
like
as a note later on in the thing. I really enjoyed the accent.
I really
Considering he's not even an English actor, Jacob Elordi, the way he's been able to create this mishmash English regional mash accent.
It sounds
great.
The
Really
monster
cool.
mash.
The monster mash accent. Holy shit.
Yeah, I really love everything about this. And obviously he reveals himself to David Bradley. And I love the
so
brandy
sweet.
bottle breaking and the creature panicking. And the way Bradley speaks to him and goes, you're a soldier, whatever. The way that their relationship is, and the friend.
It's just the fact that a blind man is the only one who really sees him. It's so beautiful. It's such a beautiful sequence. And it is cut tragically short.
We get, obviously, he reads a lot. One thing I find interesting is he says in the narration, I read about Adam and Eve.
Yeah, he read the first book.
He doesn't read Paradise Lost. And that's what annoys me, is that David Bradley goes, bring Paradise Lost with you, the last book on the shelf.
I mean,
and he never does read, and that's like the biggest thing in the book is that is the book he reads, and that's what convinces him.
I'm guessing he does read it. Like he's narrating his past, so he's talking about it in a more general sense. I guess.
Yeah. We get obviously he returns to the castle because he forgot.
Yeah, he finds out where he came from. He finds out about the lab and that he's like a mishmash.
I like that. That's a new thing where he has to find out himself. The reason I think the film is set in the 1850s, as opposed to I think like 1700 whatever, is because of the photography. That's the only reason I think.
I really like that.
There's a bit earlier on where I think it's implied Christoph Waltz is having an affair with a young woman. I'm not sure of the way she gives him a nickname.
The model.
Yeah. And he goes, photography is awesome. And I think it's entirely to set up this bit with...
when he sees photos.
He looks at the photo and he has that sort of look through.
That makes sense.
I like that addition, and it feels nice. And it feels natural. It doesn't feel weird. Because they addressed it's a new form of technology. And it's kind of like...
I do think it's weird how the fire and explosion managed to destroy the whole big stone building.
What are you, cinema sins? Are you fucking cinema sins? But the paper's perfectly intact.
They were all intact.
I don't care, man.
I'm not cinema sins. You don't call me cinema sin.
That is a cinema scenes. That is a cinema scenes critique right there.
Okay, I take it back. I still like the scene. I was just like, I like how because obviously the thing that said Frankenstein's name and his address. Yeah, that was like the thing he threw right on top of the fire.
I like this scene. I don't care.
I do. And he goes back. He goes back to the old man and goes, "I found out."
Yeah, it's so beautiful. But he goes back to the old man. We find out the wolves have raided the cabin, and he does not hold back on these wolves.
Ripping a fucking skin off.
He skins one.
The earlier wolf scene, two wolf scenes.
Yeah.
The way they killed that sheep, I was like, oh man.
It's brutal. This is what the film is quite brutal when it decides to be. Yeah. Like a lot of the gore is really brutal. Like a lot of like neck rips.
Pinocchio wasn't this gory.
I'm so pissed off they kill you. I know obviously it happens. I don't think it happens in the book. The old man lives.
It's such a tragic. I mean, if they added it, I think it works really well because
Yeah, he doesn't get to the chance to explain himself to the hunters.
No, he doesn't. And the one person who was his friend is now gone, and he's back to being alone.
And I think in this death, and there's a few things in this during this period of the film, the story, it's building up this sort of, like, I guess, loss of hope in people, and this like idea of like this is just the way the world. It really pushes in one direction, and then at the end, the creature just 360s and becomes a lot more empathetic out of nowhere, despite only being beaten down and down and down. That felt a little strange to me as well.
Well, I think chronologically, this happens about half through the book, and at this point in the film, there's about 15 minutes left.
Yeah, because I mean, after this, he goes back to the manor that Victor's family owns because William and Elizabeth are getting married.
We are about to get to my least favourite thing about this film, by the way.
Okay. All right.
I do like the mansion, and I love Victor trying to be happy.
He does. He goes to Elizabeth, and he's like, "I was silly in the past, but I'm all right now." And she just looks at him and goes, "Nah, you're bullshit, man."
Slaps him.
She slaps him in the face, and he goes, and he goes pours his milk, and he goes, "Oh." I like this. I love Elizabeth's wedding dress. I love she's got the arm wraps, very reminiscent of the Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I really like that little kind of visual nod, which was just nice. And just before this scene happens, we get another statue dream with Frankenstein.
Yeah,
so these pop up. I don't know how you feel about them. I think they look really cool, and I'm just a big fan of how they look and the statue and all that.
They look cool. I don't think they're needed.
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them being there.
I think
though.
the film tries to hammer on a bit about some of its themes rather than just letting it happen. Because they established
the statue thing, I thought they looked good, but I was never once.
I mean, to be fair,
mildly moved.
Yeah, I liked when it had
they go on for like less than 10 seconds.
That's why it's
that's
not
what I mean. They don't
deep.
linger. It's not like a big dream sequence where Victor's like walking in the dark and there's a statue. He's like, oh, the statue appears. Victor wakes up.
Yeah,
you get that like silly little bit where Henry like jumps along the bed towards William. Sorry,
I do love that. I actually will say I do love William and Victor's relationship.
I wish they explored more because that's new, and I wish they had more scenes with them.
Like especially in the start, I thought it was going to set up this sibling rivalry. Because they're kind of separated, and Victor's very jealous of William.
He's sunshine, I'm a dark storm
but
cloud.
I really like that they are just like they're very happy to be together, and they're very like chummy, and there's a bit of banter between them. I think it's quite sweet, and I mean,
just feel like brothers.
They do feel like genuine brothers, which is nice.
We get that cool scene of the windows being open.
Yes.
I think that's taken from the direct from every other version.
Yeah,
and I love that. Obviously, in that version, it's more the creature's coming to ruin Victor's wedding and kills Elizabeth. But I do love that the way he closes it and comes, "Come out of the shadows if you're here."
This conversation between the creature and Victor's really interesting because there's such a level. Like as soon as the creature starts speaking, Victor's like, "Oh my god, you can speak," and then it really quickly turns into disgust.
I love the way he goes, "Procreation."
Oh, he does. He goes, and then
procreation. Procreation. Reproduction. Because, that's really shortened a bit of the book, which I think is a good idea, because in the book, he starts making a female version.
Yes,
and then goes, wait, no, this is a bad idea. Burns it, and that's when the creature, decides, I'm going to meet you on your wedding day, kill your missus.
And obviously, it's where Bride of Frankenstein comes from as well, I guess.
But I love the way that he doesn't really hide from anyone in the scene, the creature.
He doesn't what, sorry?
Hide from anyone.
No, he's I think he's past that at this point. The lessons with the old man, it's like, the old man's like, you're a good man, you don't need to be like this. So he's taken that on board and he's no longer in fear. He's just being who he is. And I really
think Victor shooting Elizabeth was a little bit forced in a way.
No, I love it because I love it comes back to Victor has indirectly killed. Directly killed 2 people at this point, and each time he immediately resorts to blaming the creature. He will not have any accountability for it. I really like that. It's a really sniveling thing that I'm like, damn, you're a bastard for that. I really like that. He does shoot Elizabeth.
Then we get everyone rushing in.
Yes, and we actually William is hit on the head and actually dies here, quite surprisingly.
This line is the worst thing in the film, which is the Victor, you are the monster. It was just so on the nose. I hated it.
A little bit, but not out of place in this film. I
know, but that's the point of the thing. You don't need to spell it out so much.
I didn't listen to it and think, what? I listened to it and I think that's not because the way it's said and the way Victor reacts to it, I'm like, I quite like that.
I burst out laughing at
because of the way Victor is so arrogant and so pompous. I think the fact that it's told directly to him, really, he's like,
and by his brother,
it really hammers the point in that he wasn't willing to. He needed it to be told to him directly because he wouldn't have got this otherwise. It's a bit on the nose, sure, but I think it works in the context. And we have William and Elizabeth die quite close.
Shittest wedding day ever, man.
I know, horrible. We have it. Then the creature breaks Frankenstein's nose. Horrible nose break. And he is just fucking with him at that point.
Yeah.
The creature's like, "Yep, come here."
Well, he's saying like that. You might be my creator, but now I'm your master, kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. I like this. And then they fuck off, and it's kind of established that Victor chases him down and hunts
grows
him. Grows a beard. It looks like shit, and it does all come full circle. Really
love the tent scene.
Yeah, as I said, anything in the north, like the first shot when he's on the dogs, and we just see that it's such a flat landscape, just looks so good. I love how flat it all is here.
Really wish a lot more of the film was that sort of chase between the creature and Victor. Not even just a chase, but like after Victor, the creature's lost the old man, there is a lot of like stuff happening because the creature makes it happen.
We quite quickly get back to the beginning, don't we? Quite quickly. But I mean, again, it's a 2.5-hour film. If you
they should have cut the early stuff.
I mean, I don't think.
I don't think so.
I think even though it's a bit of a quick kind of hunt,
I didn't watch it and have like a longing for more. I was okay with the way it was fast, but it kind of worked. I liked it.
Anyway, the tent scene I think is amazing.
When we see the creature on the horizon.
The way he drags him out the tent.
It was so cool.
And that sort of the way he beats him up and goes, "I'm coming for you again."
Well, and the dynamite thing.
The dynamite, and he's like, run, and he just explodes, and he's like fine, and his eyes a little bit.
And he was like hoping it would finally kill him.
That's what he says.
Dark.
He says, if this doesn't kill me, I'm going to come for you.
And I mean, he does, because we are back to the start at this point. We pretty much come full circle with the men finding it, and then we're back in the cabin.
The look, when after dynamite goes off, he's like the burn on his back.
The smouldering look.
It was so cool.
The way the lighting is, because it's like dusk and like it's like glowing. The visuals are so beautiful in this film.
Back to the wishy-washiness. Victor is very apologetic in this scene. But the scene that we've just seen of him like getting beat the fuck out of. That was like the last time we've seen the creature. It's not like
it was out of nowhere.
I think it's interesting because you have to keep in mind that obviously Victor has just heard the entire of the creature's story, and during this time Victor's kind of dying, and he's kind of having this moment of clarity where he's like, okay, now I know the full story. Am I wrong? Do I need to atone for this? And I think he has this kind of last realization.
I think obviously there's certain parts of the story that he's not heard, but a lot of it and the general of who he is, he already. Like when he blames the creature for being a killer, he already knows it's not true. He already knows what a creature's like with people. There's not enough new information, I think, to twist, especially his character, who is so quick to blame and so shameful of this thing. Or whatever. It just doesn't earn it.
Yeah, and you have this scene earlier before he hears the creature's story where Victor says, "No, don't hurt the captain. Take me."
Yeah,
and that's like completely against everything this man would do. This man would go, "No, kill them." But yeah, we get that sort of idea of Victor calling him my son. And I was a bit torn on that. I think I quite like it.
I like it. It goes back to that whole Jesus imagery as well. I think a little bit with the creature being the son.
What do you think about the creature forgiving him?
I like it. I think the creature is such an interesting and kind of hopeful character. I like that, and he's got these kind of like very emotional moments, very bittersweet moment. Like, I really like that he does forgive him because it shows that the creature is kind of like not the better man, but he's like this kind of like pinnacle, and he's like this kind of like, again, this kind of like Jesus figure. I guess there's all this kind of, you know.
Through forgiving Victor for creating him, he also forgives himself for existing.
Yeah, no, I like that. As I said,
bars, by the way.
This scene feels a little bit weird with Victor especially, but I wasn't sitting there unsatisfied by it. I
Yeah.
think it's a nice moment between the two characters.
I did feel a bit of my issue is less with the creature forgiving, which I could probably I'm not sure how I feel about that even. But the creature forgiving Victor's easier, but it's more Victor requesting the forgiveness that didn't really gel right with me.
Yeah, it kind of shows his kind of like, I don't know, like piousness, where he's like, can you forgive me for this? Like,
that's the thing. It didn't just the story up to this point. It just didn't sit right. Victor having that kind of energy, saying those kind of things, verbally, literally requesting forgiveness, just didn't. It just didn't really piece together that well for me.
He's a very like back and forth erratic character, isn't he? I suppose. Yeah. And then obviously he dies. Does he die in most adaptations?
Yes.
Does he? Okay, that's fine. I didn't know that. I wasn't actually expecting him to for most of the film.
So normally he dies before the creature gets there.
Oh yeah, you said it.
And his last words are like, "I must keep hunting." Like his ambition never ends, and that's what kills him. The creature comes, he shows remorse, and he goes, I also had ambition to kill this guy. And he goes, I'm going to go out there and set myself on fire and kill myself.
Yeah.
And that's what makes the captain go, okay, we're turning the ship around and going home. We're ending the ambition we had with our journey.
Yeah. I do like the captain's change throughout the film as well, because he kind of hears the stories and then the creature kind of fucks off, pushes the boat back in the sea. There's a real bittersweet...
That little nod.
Yeah, there's a real bittersweet moment to this ending as the sun rises on the creature. And I must say, that is an absolutely beautiful shot as well. That whole shot of him on the expanse with the sun and his tear falls down his cheek.
I don't know how much you guys know about sort of this era of writers. What did you think about the quote at the end?
Oh, from Byron?
Because that pissed me off. Why was it a Byron quote?
I was in the cinema because I got to see cinemas. It came up with Byron, and I was like, out of all the authors to quote,
why the op?
Why the op? Yeah, surely you'd pick maybe the author of the book.
Or like Paradise Lost.
It was
like Lord Byron, and that's the end of it. I was like, what the fuck?
A really lovely ending though, and on that note, it's the time of the episode where we do our legs. So this is, for those listening, this is a simple rating from 0 to 100. 0 legs being we didn't enjoy it at all. 100 legs being, yay, we loved it. Ben, would you like to go first?
No, thank you.
No, thank you, Justin.
Sure. Well, obviously, I'll start by saying again that I've obviously not seen any other Frankenstein adaptation. So I'm hesitant to judge it as such. I'm not gonna, talk about how good of a Frankenstein adaptation is, just how good of a movie about his character is. And generally, for the most of the film, I like the pacing. The music's beautiful. I love the sets, the casting, like I said, the gothic grandness of it all. Jacob Elordi isn't who I would have guessed for this kind of role, but did an incredible job, especially things like the nuances of the accent is a detail that I loved. Oscar Isaac as well was just incredible. I think his standout was in his most manic moments. I really enjoyed the performance-wise, even if the characters felt a bit strange to me, the way his arc sort of flowed, with his sort of personality changed a lot. So my main downside for this film, that otherwise is gorgeous and well written, is just Victor's characterization, and the ending didn't really feel earned for me. But I still, throughout the whole thing, was very engaged, and I really enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it. So I guess despite the downsides, it was brutal and it was gory in a masterful way. And I had even if I didn't like certain elements or didn't enjoy it, I've been repeating myself so many times here. Basically, there's bad bits, but pretty fucking sick. 85 legs.
85, lovely.
85.
Ben.
Yeah.
I like to preface this with saying the two leads, Jacob Elordi, Oscar Isaac, were incredible. But other than that, for this film, I really didn't quite care for it.
Okay.
There's a lot of sort of weird writing choices, a lot of changes that have been made that just, they don't add anything, and they kind of subtract from the sort of overall ideas and themes that should be here. There's this sort of whole... Oh, I was so ready to start talking.
I'm
so ready. I'm so ready.
The glimmer in your eyes is gone.
It's gone. What was I saying? There's this sort of whole loss of spark, I think, in this film that just kind of ironically renders it a bit lifeless. So, I'm going to give this 55 legs.
Okay, all right. I'm glad I get to finish because I can start mine by saying Ben's wrong.
I don't even get an opinion.
I'm a big fan of Guillermo del Toro, so I was very excited for this film. I was lucky enough to see it in cinemas. Even though it's a fucking Netflix film, that is my one gripe with this film, is that it was pretty much, they had to fight for a cinema release. This is not a home film. This is not something you watch on your laptop. This is to get the best experience, you have to see this on the big screen. And I did. I was very lucky to do that. I really enjoyed it. Del Toro's visual style is beautiful, as all of his films are. As someone who wasn't really familiar with Frankenstein, I really enjoyed the story. It was a long film, but not necessarily, I didn't feel like it dragged. I was kind of engrossed in the whole film. Fantastic performances, fantastic set, amazing practical effects and prosthetics. Overall, I had a good time watching it. And and there's subjected me to an actor who I'd not seen before in a main role, and I just really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give this a nice little, I'm going to say like 92.
Yeah.
And because I agree a bit with the erratic stuff about Victor's characterization, and my big gripe is with it, this is a Netflix release, and that's going to bring it down a little bit.
Cool.
On that note,
Hey, buzz off.
This is Justin. Justin Takai. Hi, do you copy?
I read you, Justin. How are you, Justin?
Ben, do you hear us?
I read you, fella. Over.
I've got terrible news, chaps.
What's wrong?
Well, nobody's leaving a fucking review on our podcast.
That's bloody terrible.
What ho? We must fix this!
At once. If you're listening, please leave a review. Oh, to God! Post haste. Correspondence over. Over.
And real quick, if you would like to contact us to give us feedback or request a film, you can reach us at screenbugspodcast@gmail.com.
Alternatively, if you like what you see, find us on Instagram @ScreenBugsPodcast or Twitter @ScreenBugs.